Welcome to our first video in Unit 3. This is 3.1 Properties of Triangles. So first let's start off with classifying triangles by sides. You have the equilateral triangle, which has 3 equal sides, the isosceles triangle, which has 2 equal sides, and the scalene triangle, which has no equal sides. Then we're going to classify by angle. You have the equiangular triangle, which is all congruent angles, the acute triangle, which is 3 acute angles, and an equiangular triangle is actually a type of acute triangle, the right triangle, which contains 1 right angle, and the obtuse triangle, which contains an obtuse angle. So let's look at some examples of classifying the triangle by side and angle. The first example on top left is isosceles and right, so it's a right isosceles. Top right has an obtuse angle and no congruent side, so it's obtuse scalene. The bottom one is acute, but it's specifically equiangular because all angles are congruent, and all sides are congruent, so it's equilateral. Okay, let's look at some with numbers in them. So the first one on the left has an obtuse angle, 134, and 2 congruent sides. This is obtuse isosceles. The one on the right is all acute, and all sides are not congruent, therefore this is scalene. And then the bottom one, all angles are 60, so that's equiangular. All sides are congruent, so it's equilateral. Okay, now let's talk about the triangle angle sum theorem. It states that the sum of the measures of the angles, angle A plus angle B plus angle C, equals 180 degrees. So let's look at an example of this. Our question mark we're going to call x plus 38 plus 49, if we add them all up, equals 180. Combine like terms, we get 87. Subtract 87, we get that x is 93. So that angle is 93 degrees. Sometimes we have to solve for x. We do the exact same thing. X plus 47 plus 90 plus 50 equals 180. Combine like terms, we get x plus 187 equals 180. So x is negative 7. That means the angle measure itself is 40 degrees if it asked for that. So here, angle A, first we got to find out what x is. We combine everything, 9x plus 85 minus 3 plus 5x equals 180. Combine like terms, we get 14x plus 82. 14x is 98, therefore x is 7. And what's angle A? So angle A is 5 times 7 minus 3, which is 32 degrees. Exterior angles. Exterior angle is an angle formed by a side and an extension of an adjacent side. So angle 1 here are exterior angles. Angle 2 and angle 3 are called remote interior angles. They are the interior angles that are not touching our exterior angle. There's something specific about that. So let's look at an example here. We're going to try to find our angle without using this theorem we're about to learn. We're going to add 80 and 18 plus our x to find the third angle there. So angle 3, which we're going to call it angle 3, is 180 minus 80 plus 18. We find that angle 3 is 82 degrees. And then angle 1, to find that, we would do 180 minus 82, and we find that it's 98 degrees. Notice that it takes 5 steps, which we can actually do it in 2 steps. So notice that we did 180 minus and then 180 minus, which completely goes around in a circle. The exterior angle sum theorem is that you add the remote interiors, 80 plus 18, and you have your answer. Angle 1 is 98 degrees. So here's the theorem. The exterior angle equals the remote interiors added together, the sum of the remote interiors. So angle 1 equals angle 2 plus angle 3. So let's see another example of that. Here, we're trying to find one of the remote interiors. Okay, if you do it without, angle 4 is my interior angle there. You do 180 minus 124, we find that the angle 4 is 56. Then we add 59 in angle 2, and we subtract from 180. And we get that angle 2 is 65 degrees. Using the interior or the exterior angle sum theorem, we do 124 minus 59, and we find that angle 2 is 65 degrees. So the exterior angle sum theorem, the whole point of it is to make this quicker. You don't have to do the 5 steps, you can do 2. Well, next example. The ratios of three angles in a triangle are 2 to 3 to 4. What is the measure of each angle? Well, there's some number x times 2 times 3 and times 4. When they multiply by that x value, they add up to 180. So I'm going to do 2x plus 3x plus 4x equals 180. Combine like terms, I get 9x. And divide by 9 and I get x is 20. So what is the measure of each angle? Well, 2 times 20 is 40 degrees. 3 times 20 is 60 degrees. 4 times 20 is 80 degrees. So my three angles are 40, 60, and 80. Alright, good luck on the practice.